In order to write the equation of the polynomial, we first need to figure out what degree polynomial we are working with. In this case, we can follow our polynomial and look at the turning points to determine what degree we are working with. If I trace along my polynomial, I have a turning point here, and I have a turning point here. Every turning point that I have adds in a degree to my polynomial. Now this turning point, if I look at the points around it, this is the highest that this polynomial gets around this point. This turning point is called a local maximum. And this turning point, compared to the points around it, is the lowest that the polynomial is going to get. This is a local minimum. Now if I had a straight line, my highest degree of x would be 1. If I have one turning point, now I have another degree, a quadratic, and here I have a second turning point, so now I have a cubic polynomial. A cubic polynomial in standard form is ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. So what I need to do is I need to find my a, b, and c and d so that my polynomial hits these points. To do that, I'm going to look at the zeros of my polynomial. I'm going to look at where my polynomial crosses the x-axis. I have a 0 at -2, and I have a 0 at +2. Now this polynomial has a unique situation. If I look at the 0, -2, it is also a turning point. Whenever I have a 0 that is also a turning point, I get what is called a repeated solution. If you want to think of it this way, my polynomial has crosses the x-axis on the way up and on the way down before it crosses the x-axis one more time. So I actually have 3 zeros for this polynomial. One at -2, another one at -2, and one at +2. So to figure out this equation, I'm going to take these zeros and write my equation in intercept form. If I want a 0 at -2, I need x plus 2 to be one of my terms. If I want another 0 at -2, x plus 2 has to be one of my terms, and x minus 2 has to be my last term. Now to get this into standard form, I just need to multiply this out. The first step is to multiply these two binomials together. X plus 2 times x plus 2 distributed out becomes x squared plus 4x plus 4 times x minus 2. Now I need to distribute every term in this trinomial to every term in this binomial. X squared times x squared times -2. 4x times x, 4x times -2. 4 times x, 4 times -2. Then combine my like terms. I can always check my answer by graphing my line using a graphing calculator. If I go to the y equals graphing portion of my calculator, I can type in my equation to make sure that my polynomial is correct. This graph is the same graph here.